crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, Roadrunner.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. Well, looks like the Justice Department is finally doing something now against Google. As you know, many YouTube people have been booted right at the exact same time the Biden stuff went down. It's all way too much coincidence right before the election. The U.S. Justice Department hits Google with the biggest antitrust lawsuit in 2 decades. Now, can you imagine the kind of manipulations Google's going to do to get Joe Biden in? I can't even fathom what's going to go on right now. So I'm just going to let it lie. This is year 0. Everything's changing. Everything's bizarre. Everything's strange. Yeah, whatever. Silver price. It was allowed to go up today. It wasn't allowed to go up yesterday. Here's a divergence between gold and silver, which is rare. What does it mean? It means nothing. Silver is not freely traded. Gold is not freely traded. Nothing is freely traded. Nothing. But where do you want to be? Where do you want to be when this manipulation ends? Where do you want to be when the system falls apart? I had a rather prophetic dream last night that everything's going to go to zero. Gold, silver, cryptos in the crash. They're going to use it to crash it down to zero. It's kind of like a flash crash type thing where everything drops. And you're like, oh my God. And those looking to buy can't buy anything. Obviously, we've seen that before. Now is the time to be sitting on the sidelines in your lawn chair just watching the insanity, and this is part of the insanity. So, yeah, with the click of a mouse, Steve Mnuchin could put the price of silver at zero or even negative if he wanted. Like they did to oil. Oil was a negative 40. Come on, people. Doesn't that tell you that oil's not really traded on the COMEX? Silver's not really traded on the COMEX either. This is a game. It's an illusion. Everything in our life is an illusion these days. It's really sick. But there are battles going on. And I am fighting the silver battle with all my might. I hope you guys are too. Best way to fight it is go buy physical silver, get it in your own possession, tell your friends to do the same thing. Get that silver in your own possession. Oh, by the way, I have posted the Jenny Moonstone Silver Knights discussion we had on the private road a couple months ago. I think it's very important to understand that this is not just a planetary earthly type of thing. This battle is going on up above. I'm having a discussion with Dick Allgaier and JC on Friday on JC's channel, Beyond Mystic. I think this is some of the stuff we'll be talking about. Do human beings, the bad human beings on planet Earth, who are controlled by probably bad ETs and bad spirits, will they always control us or will we break free? My contention is that the only way to break free is to try. And I hope everybody agrees with me. And yes, it is very difficult to break free from these people, but they control us and have run our system for so long, they will not give up control without a fight. That's what we're seeing right now. That's what the coronavirus is and all that. It is a fight. It is a fight between good and evil, and good will win. And evil will be taken out. It's just not easy. And it never was easy. So check out I posted this on YouTube. I don't think they'll take it down unless they got something about, if it's mad about Silver Knights. I don't know. They might be. Although I think the good guys and the bad guys want the old system to implode. The bad guys want it to implode so they can introduce a new system, and the good guys want it to implode so they can arrest the bad guys. So we'll see what happens. But it's absolutely crazy in silver price. Anything can happen. Again, they are protecting $26. Just on the technical side, this is what the tech traders look at. So at $26, it should, boom, jump over 30 really quick. I don't know, though. Steve Mnuchin might put it down to zero or negative. But he could also put it to 1 million. And that's the problem with dealing in these fictional exchanges. The only thing you can do to be sure you'll be all right is take the physical off the exchanges. Same with the cryptos, which I'll get to in a second. All right, interesting note. Goldman poised to pay more than $2 billion in DOJ's 1MDB probe. This is just another example of the criminals getting caught, paying a little fine, and being allowed to do whatever criminal thing they want to do next. It's part of doing business in our criminal system. The DOJ is involved with the criminality, especially the SEC and CFTC. The regulators are involved with the criminality. It is not hard to stop criminals in the financial world we live in today. All these transactions were done via the SWIFT system. That's all you got to say. Why are billions of dollars transferring hands, Mr. Swift? Because they're corrupt. They're criminal. I mean, there's nothing more to say. In an electronic digital age that we live in, where money is, unless all these bribes and all this stuff that Goldman earned was in physical metal off the exchanges and no one knew about it, they knew about it. They 100% knew about it. Everybody from the top to the bottom who was involved within these approvals. Why isn't the Goldman Sachs board of directors in jail? Why isn't anybody in jail from Goldman or JP Morgan, for example? Why do they get to pay a $2 billion fee, one of the biggest fines ever, and yet nobody goes to jail so they can do it again? This is freaking ridiculous. What do you do? What do you do? Taking back millions of billions of dollars? Give me a break. Give me a break. Talking about breaks, let's talk about Theta. Theta's gone from $78 at its high to, 78 cents at its high to 59 cents. People go, Bix, what's happening to Theta? It's still up massively in the last month or two. Don't worry about it. But why is it going down? And if you haven't noticed, Theta Fuel, the ratio is shrinking. It was at 80 to 1. Now it's shrinking down really quick. It's at 60 to 1. Really interesting. What kind of manipulation is going on here? It is huge. And I'll show you exactly what wallet it is being done in. Of course, it's the Binance wallet, the Binance Hot Wallet, and this is the number ending with 555. One of my contacts said, hey, what's going on with the Binance wallet? He thinks everybody's pulling their Theta off the Binance exchange, and there's going to be a run on Theta, and Binance won't have any, and I don't think that's what's happening. How do I know that's not what's... Now, this has gone from 60 million Theta tokens, which is a pretty damn big chunk of the 1 billion. 60 million Theta tokens that Binance, they probably have more. But if you look at how this is going, this isn't like big chunks of Theta being withdrawn. It is small chunks of Theta being withdrawn every few minutes. Here, now, it's been 4 minutes since I've seen this, since I've refreshed this current address. 4 minutes. Now look where, see, it all says 4 minutes down there that those transactions were done. The total is 9342557. I'll guarantee you that there's been a lot of little transactions since I refreshed, and this will be a little bit lower. Watch this. 42557. 25.41. Little transactions. See them? A minute ago. This is a con. This is fraud. What I really think this is Binance is under pressure. If they lose, Binance is part of the deep state. If they lose this, the good guys are going to go after the important cryptos that are held at Binance. I think they're getting these into the hands of all their criminal owners, or just trying to hide it in little transactions. Because look at the transactions. You can even go to each transaction. I don't know any of these. I'll pick a random one. This one right here for 828 Theta was transferred out of this big Binance account to this little wallet 8 minutes ago. We'll click on that wallet. And there's the total transactions for the wallet. 9 minutes ago, 11 days ago. That could be an actual transaction. I don't know. Let's pick another one. How about 5,000 Theta? Now here's a whole bunch of them. But look at this wallet. Now this is the wallet it was transferred to, right? A small amount was transferred to this wallet, but look what's happening. Every 11 minutes, 13 minutes, 25 minutes. these are computer programs spreading out this gigantic, I think at the beginning, let me take a guesstimate of what the total value of this wallet was at the beginning of this process. And it's been over a couple months that they're spreading it out. The beginning had to be, if we look at the amount of Theta fuel, if the Theta fuel hasn't moved much since the 5-to-1 drop of Theta fuel is at 562 million Theta fuel tokens, which means at some point this wallet was probably worth about a little over 100 million Theta, which is a hell of a lot of Theta because there's only 2 billion. So 10% of all the Theta was held on this wallet at one time. And they're distributing it on their little wallets. It's all a computer program. It's not like somebody sits there and does one transaction, click, and waits for it to be approved, and then copies and pastes. No. It's a computer program doing this. So there's massive hanky-panky going on. The upshot of this, of them distributing or selling or whatever they're doing, all this Theta, the upshot is the ratio is changing. Those of you who went heavy into T-fuel because the ratio was so out of whack at 8-to-1 are probably pretty happy. Now you can sell some of your T-fuel and buy the Theta back. And it's a game. That's the key thing you got to remember, that all these exchanges are run by criminals. Binance is one of the most criminal, but it's a deep state criminal. So anyway, what do I think of it? I think it's Binance trying to hide assets from the good guys. When the good guys come a knocking, they're going to say, I want your good assets. What's the best asset out there? In my understanding of what's about to happen, I would say Theta is the best crypto to own still. So for you, who was never going to sell your Theta today or tomorrow anyway, this is a gift. Sub 60 cents Theta is a gift. That means you can start a Guardian node for under $6,000. That's my take. That's my analysis of what's going on with Theta. You guys asked. That's my take. And the key is this wallet right here and the company Binance. Binance was created by the deep state. It's run by the deep state. It's deep state controllers. So yeah, it's kind of like a smaller version of the NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, all run by a criminal cabal. So are the cryptos, all run by a criminal cabal. My take is, hey, you can get Theta cheaper than you could a couple of weeks ago. And you're going to want as many Theta as you can get your hands on, and Theta fuel. They're going to have to run Theta for the Theta network to work. There's got to be incentive for everybody to buy or mine or run the edge node where you're sharing your bandwidth. And that incentive would be higher Theta fuel prices. No one's going to do it for less than a penny. You know, if they make a couple pennies a day, who cares? If they can make $50, $100 a day doing it, everybody would do it. So there's incentive for them to bring any owner of Theta to have that Theta fuel price come up higher. Hope that makes sense. And oh, by the way, we have Coinbase about to announce Theta, and they'll probably do Theta and Theta fuel, by the way. I don't see them doing just one because they are a combo. They work together. And they'll announce, when they announce that Theta is available to the U.S. public, good night. So what do the bad guys do? They slam the price down, probably picking up a lot while the price goes down. Oh no, I got to get out of Theta. I'm going to run over to Bitcoin because Bitcoin's going up right now. And that's how they fleece you for your money. And then you'll try to get back into Theta, and voila, all of a sudden you can't get any, and the price doubles and triples, and you are out. So again, now's the time to sit on your lawn chair on the sidelines with your assets. If you want to learn how to get some Theta, go to roadtoruta.com. This is the Theta page. I teach you how to buy it, I teach you how to store it, and I teach you how to stake it. And that's all you got to do. Even if you're not a crypto aficionado, it's a step-by-step process. Even if you're in the U.S. too. I teach you how to buy it if you're in the U.S. All right, so subscribe today to the Road to Ruta. I think I'm going to add a song to the back of this one, maybe another Bitcoin Ben show song. So you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, happy song. So my lovely wife, Amy, is right over there. Amy has had to put up with Bix Weir for a hell of a long time.
Yes, she has.
God bless her soul. Love you too, honey.
Checking you out.
I'm checking you out. Anybody see that movie? Oh, what is it called? Eurovision. I'm checking you out. Oh my God, it's so funny. So Amy's hopes, dreams, and wishes. I mean, anybody married to a spouse who's into cryptos, they're going to tell you, oh, we got to keep the money in there. We got to keep it in there because we're going to buy this or that. So our big deal was always a house. So I don't own a house because I don't believe it's an appreciating asset. I think the dollar depreciates over time. So I have promised my lovely wife at a certain time we are going to buy a house, and it's going to be the last house we ever live in, and it's going to be a beautiful place to call home. So before we buy that house, Amy and I were in this place on the Northern California coast, right on the water, Mixed Cove, middle of nowhere. You get no Wi-Fi. Me with no Wi-Fi is I'm like shaking the whole time. I literally am shaking. Withdrawals. But we sat down together and we wrote a song about where our life is going as the crypto. This is the happy crypto song. Ready? It's called The House That We Call Home. Well, open up the windows, open up the doors, open up your heart, let your feelings soar. A new day dawns in the house that we call home. Put the kettle on, gather wood for the fire, and then take a deep breath, let your spirit soar higher. Welcome in the day in the house that we call home, where we're free to live, where we're free to love, where we're free to be, you and me. House that we call home. It's been a long time since we lived in a home. Been moving, changing, just decided to roam. Now we're gonna plant some roots in the house that we call home. So put the kettle on, gather wood for the fire. Take a deep breath, let your spirit roar higher. Welcome in the day in the house that we call home, where we're free to play, and we're free to sing, and we're free to say anything. House that we call home. I don't know why I waited all these years to settle down and live amongst my fears. Well, maybe it's the pain of having felt so long ago. Now it's time to let those feelings go. House that we call home. So grab your pick and shovel, grab your hammer and nail. We're gonna fix her up, add some wind to our sail. We're flying so high in the house that we call home. And you can do it too if it's what you desire. Turn a house into a home, flame into the fire. Open up your hearts in the house that you call home, where we're free to live, where we're free to love, where we're free to be, you and me. House that we call home. Thank you, folks.